Hello and welcome to Top Stories. I am Joy Malik. On the 6th of March 2022, 31 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 and zero related deaths were recorded in Nigeria. Till date, 254,640 cases have been confirmed, 249,171 cases have been discharged, and 3,142 deaths have been recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has advised the federal government to either fund universities or shut them down. The national president of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodike, who said this in a telephone interview with newsmen, insisted that government must implement the agreement it signed with the union in 2009. Osodike said this in response to the Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, who during an interview stated that the federal government did not have the funds to meet its obligations at the agreement signed with ASU. Now moving over to Plateau State, several persons were injured after an annual festival known as the Resettlement Day turned violent in Plateau State. Now it was learned that among those who sustained injuries was the chairman of the Latang South Local Government area of the state, Vincent Viman. The incident, it was gathered, happened in the Sabongida community in the county area. In one of the viral videos of the incident, supporters of rival groups were seen throwing tables and chairs at each other, while others hurled stones. Eyewitnesses said trouble started when the master of ceremonies invited a popular chieftain of the People's Democratic Party and embattled chairman of the Latang North Local Government area, Joshua, to take his seat at the high table and address the gathering. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Oyema, says the federal government will begin the evacuation of Nigerian students trapped in the Ukrainian border town of Sumy, which is currently a war zone. He, however, said Nigeria still had the challenges of procuring buses that would be used in conveying the students. Over 150 students have been trapped in the town, which has been heavily bombed by Russian forces. Some Nigerian students lamented that they had been forced to cook with snow and had been unable to shower in 3 days because of the war. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service has warned residents against inappropriate storage of petroleum products in view of the present fuel scarcity in the country. The director of LSFRS, Margaret Adesheye, disclosed this in a statement. She says such practice is one of the factors responsible for the increase in the number of fire outbreaks in the past few weeks, and the situation has led to destruction of lives and properties in different parts of the state. Now, Adesheye added that the agency has recorded 249 fire emergency calls within 1 month. Now, the Imoha Foundation is set to train 3,000 public sector workers in its Public Leaders Program over the next 30 years. Chairman Imoha Foundation said the foundation was driven by the need to close the unacceptable gap between Africa and other continents in terms of the standard of living and the future prospects.
We have a goal, actually, that over the next 30 years, we would have trained at least 3,000 Nigerian public servants at the highest level of executive education available for public sector workers. And as you can see, just yesterday, 50 Nigerians graduated from Oxford University's flagship executive education public leaders program. Our people, the people we know, the Nigerians we know what we can do. Nigeria will take its pride of place and that gap will be closed.
Now, Simon Harris said that the collaboration was timely because the NBS had recently collaborated with some other government agencies to try to assess the performance of the public sector.
So I invite once again the Imoha Foundation to please increase its partnership with MBS so that together we can continue to throw the challenge, and then as those handling the affairs of government to always do the needful. So I want to sincerely appreciate you for this initiative, and for us, I can assure you on behalf of the board and management of the National Bureau of Statistics that we will do everything possible to justify the confidence that you have in MBS as a partner to work with, so that at the end of it all, the purpose for which this collaboration was entered into will be achieved, at least for the progress and the development of the.
At the signing of over 8 Imoha, they said that organization focus was in transforming the public sector for better service delivery.
Well, you will notice that there's a correlation between the performance of their public sector and the outcomes for their citizens. So our focus with this index is to assess the performance of our public sector. What is it that is being done? Why are the outcomes so poor for our people? Because if you do not measure, you cannot improve. Now, if you look at more developed countries, citizen engagement is a key driver of government accountability. Accountability is one of the things that we need in this country, because when the government is accountable to its citizens, it has an incentive to actually do.
And on 2023 elections, Abdulrazak Namdas, an APC governorship candidate in Adamawa State, believes that no nation or state can flourish and prosper until its youth are educated and completely empowered. On Saturday, Namdas announced this after unveiling his governorship campaign office in Mubi. The report.
Activities in the ancient town of Mubi briefly came to a halt as mammoth crowd of supporters, party faithful, and associates received Adamawa's foremost gubernatorial hopeful, Honorable Abdulrazak Namdas, who was in the town to launch his campaign office ahead of the 2023 general election. The supporters then escorted the gubernatorial hopeful to the palace of the Emir of Mubi. Shortly after launching the campaign office, Namdas, who addressed the mammoth crowd, said he was in the race to turn around the fortune of the state, noting that he has the magic wand to bring rapid socio-economic development to the state.
We have a vocational training institute here that was also constructed, initiated and established by the former governor Murtala Yako. This, so many billions were spent on that money, but today all the equipment have been stolen away. Now I will do my best to bring this back, because until you engage our youths, until you give them quality education, you are not likely to move forward. All these issues of terrorism, brainwashing of people as a result of lack of quality education, and that's why I want to help and do that.
He noted that one of his priority projects in Mubi is to rejuvenate the state university, which is still crawling more than 20 years after its establishment.
That this zone is blessed with a state university that was established 20 years ago when I was also in government that time, Governor Bode Haruna. And this university has helped the people of this zone, the country and the state at large. But the truth is that we are yet to get the full potential of this university. We don't have a faculty of medicine, we don't have a faculty of engineering, we also don't have pharmaceuticals, faculty of pharmacy and what have you.
He expressed joy for the overwhelming reception he received in the town, even though he only came to open his campaign office. High points of the event were the donations of 700,000 naira by Namdas to an indigent patient who has been grappling with a life-threatening ailment for over 17 years, and the presentation of awards on Namdas by the youth in Mubi. Pressy Dabang, Viewer Television News, Yola.
And that's all on Top Stories. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Many thanks for watching.